moment is almost here.
We're very lucky to have this opportunity.
The sun, the moon, and the earth are aligned. Pretty big day.
And the world is watching this once-in-a-lifetime celestial event. From New York's natural wonders.
There's going to be a concert here this evening. There's going to be fireworks.
This is about the best viewing you're going to find anywhere for totality in New York State.
To the center of Manhattan.
It feels like a communal experience.
We're excited. I love New York.
The moon is on the move and will plunge daytime into darkness. Experience the Empire State Eclipse with CBS News New York. Starting now.
It is history in the making. For the first time in nearly 100 years, New York is getting a front row seat to an unforgettable sight in the sky, a total solar eclipse. Good afternoon to you. I'm Christine Johnson coming to you live from Niagara Falls, where we are expected to see the moon cover the sun for nearly 4 minutes today. The eclipse will begin in the western side of the state shortly after 2 p.m. and full totality, that is, will begin where I am standing at around 3:17 p.m. Of course, we have a team of reporters all across New York to make sure that you get a front row seat. Lonnie Quinn is live at Olympic Village in Lake Placid. Tony Sadico is in Central Park. Dave Carlin, he might just have the best vantage point, taking in New York City skyline from Liberty State Park. And then Jenna DeAngelis is in Queens for us. We'll be checking back in with each of them in just a few minutes. But first, I had a chance to speak with Governor Kathy Hochul just a few moments ago. Here's what she had to say about the spirit of the day. All right, so Governor, it's Eclipse Day. We're finally here. What do you think of the turnout?
I think this is great. We have over 1 million visitors across the state of New York, from where we are here in Niagara Falls, New York State's and the country's oldest state park. And we're going all the way up to Plattsburgh. And so we're watching the trajectory of this eclipse, and people are coming from all over to celebrate and just be part of a common experience, something that people talk about for years to come.
I've been talking to people here today. They're coming from all over: Maryland, Florida, Tennessee. What's it like to welcome all of these folks here? I mean, it's a time to celebrate New York, really.
It's a time to celebrate, promote tourism. It's our third largest industry. Thousands and thousands of jobs, from the people working the little cafes to the hotels to the restaurants. They're all benefiting from this, but I want to have people say, this is so spectacular, we're going home now, but we're coming back. And if I can let people know that this is a fabulous place, from the Adirondacks to New York City to the Finger Lakes to Buffalo, that this is the place to come and plan your family trip, then we will have been a great success as well. So it's the bonus of having this once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-generation event be showcased right here in New York, but also saying, come on back, you'll be happy you did.
You know, Governor, on a day-to-day basis, what we do for a living, we talk a lot about serious stuff, issues that are before us. On a day like today, though, it's time to just be part of a community, and that's the sense that I get here.
That's what it is, no matter what your politics, what your ethnicity, what part of the country you're from. Today we're here just as people who live on Earth. We're here as cohabitants of planet Earth, and to whip out something like these glasses, and everybody's just kind of having a good time with these fun glasses, and people wearing green and red because it showcases the experience better. People are going to talk about this, and people are just walking around smiling, and I think that's what we've missed for a long time. It's just looking up, not looking at the ground, not staring at your cell phone, bringing your families, getting the kids excited to do something like meet an astronaut right here. So we're creating opportunities for families to bond, strangers to bond, start talking to each other, and perhaps we'll take away from this sense of, you know what, we're all in this together. This is our Earth, this is our sun that we share, this is our moon, and how extraordinary is this that we're able to be alive right here, right now, to experience this together.
Absolutely. All right, Governor, I've got my glasses too, so we got to make sure it's solar safety, right? Make sure everyone's got their glasses on, and only during totality can you take these things off.
That's right. We're looking forward to it.
Governor, thank you.
Thank you.
It's certainly a spirited day here, and as people are finding their spot here on the lawn right in front of the falls, you can see that they're all just anxiously hoping that these clouds are going to part at some point here this afternoon. Anticipation building right here. I want to know what it looks like in Manhattan, though. So let's go to meteorologist Tony Sadiku. He is live in Central Park. Tony, are people gathering in the park now in anticipation of this celestial event?
Hi there, Christine. And yes, people are. I can't see your shot, but I'm just crossing my fingers for you. I mean, so many folks made the travel, made the trip to see totality, and I'm just hoping right there with you that the clouds will remain clear. I'll tell you the situation out here in Manhattan. So we're right here at Central Park. There is Sheep Meadow, and you can see there are a lot more folks filling in here over the last hour. I mean, I don't know what folks are typically doing on a Monday at 2 o'clock, but you can definitely tell that folks have made it a point to be out here, and it's a great day. I mean, by the feel of it, we got temperatures. Come take a look. Our mobile weather lab reading right now, we got 64 degrees, but the question is the sky cover. Let me show you our shot on the sun right now, and we've got visibility, okay? So, yeah, the clouds have been filling in from time to time, but right now I can tell you that we do have eyes on it, and we are waiting for that partial eclipse to begin, 2:10. I do want to bring in a guest here really quickly. This is Afra Ashraf, who's a PhD student at Columbia University in physics and math. You're going to be part of an event happening at Tavern on the Green, doing a little bit of talk. First of all, I just want to know, get a sense of how it feels for you. You know, you've been looking forward to this event, and so many folks here getting ready for this experience. At the same time. So what does 90% mean for us here in Manhattan? What are people going to see? What are people going to experience?
Right, exactly. So 90% totality means that, if you remember from 2017, when you look at the ground and you see the hole through the trees, you'll see that little crescent moon. You'll be able to see that. We'll see the shape of the eclipse. We'll see bits of the solar corona. If we're lucky, we may be able to see a coronal mass ejection. That's in the case they happen 3 times a day during solar maximum, which we're in right now. If it lines up around the time of the eclipse, we'll be able to see that. Unlike people in Rochester or Buffalo, we may not be able to see the tiny solar filaments. That's the magnetic activity that's happening right now. Those will be these little pink lines. Maybe look out for it. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see it at 90%.
Awesome. Well, we'll hope to see as much as we can, and it's always nice when you can feel that warmth. That tells you the sun is breaking out of those clouds. Thank you so much for stopping and talking to us. I know you've got that event, but we're all looking forward to it here in Central Park. I want to send it back to you live, KJ in Niagara Falls. We'll hear from more folks out here excited. I spoke to some folks from literally out of the country who had plans to visit, and now all of a sudden are getting to experience an eclipse. We'll hear from them a little later in the show. Back over to you.
Very exciting, Tony. Thank you. Now here back in Niagara Falls, joining me is Dr. Amanda Nam of NASA's Planetary Science Division. Doctor, good to see you. We had a chance to chat earlier today. So for those viewers that are joining us here this afternoon, explain what exactly is going to happen during this eclipse and why it seems like the moon is able to cover the sun.
Okay, so what we are seeing is kind of a miracle of what I call celestial mechanics, or how bodies move in the sky. And so what we're experiencing is that the moon and the sun are the exact same size in the sky. And so because the moon is going to be coming in front of the sun, it's going to completely, perfectly cover the sun's disk. And so that is what the total solar eclipse is that we're going to be seeing today, hopefully.
So what are NASA scientists looking for today when this eclipse takes place?
Yeah, so those of us who might have better viewing conditions than what we have here are going to be able to see, for example, the corona, or the outer atmosphere of the sun. And what makes it special for a total solar eclipse is that when scientists are looking at the sun with a fake or manufactured eclipse, we have to make the disk covered larger. And so what we are able to see now with the natural covering is the part of the corona, again, the atmosphere of the sun, closer to the sun than we would be able to before. So we're going to be able to see the lower part of the corona that we wouldn't be able to see otherwise.
So we've been talking a lot about the clouds here today, and I think a lot of people might be a little bummed that they traveled this whole way and they're not going to be able to see well, possibly not be able to see the eclipse, but will we still be able to experience something despite the clouds?
Oh, absolutely. So it will get dark here. The sun is going to be covered. We will also feel a slight temperature change. It's good that we all have our coats. We also may be able to observe changes in animal behavior. They're going to think it's nighttime, just like we will be able to see like it looks like nighttime. Yeah. And so I'm actually really looking forward to seeing if there are any behavioral changes that I'm able to observe. I really don't know what to expect, so I couldn't even guess. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So we'll be able to experience something.
Yeah, and you brought your family as well?
I did bring my family. They're here wandering around somewhere. Otherwise, I would be at risk of having them join me on camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's really special for me to be able to experience this with them. Whether or not we see anything, and just being able to be with my family in this really beautiful location, I think is going to be worth the drive.
There's really been a sense of community here. Doctor, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your time.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, from Niagara Falls, let's go to the other side of the state, Lake Placid, where my friend Lonnie Quinn is standing by. Lonnie.
I think that was a toss. Hang on. Guys, let's bring it down just a sec. Look, I know everybody is crazy excited around here because it's totality. It's on the way. We're only only about an hour and maybe 15 minutes away. Has anybody here ever been in totality before? No. Anybody? I'm right there with them. I've never experienced this, and this is supposed to be one of those things that changes a life. Now, look. I was so into this. These are look, these are awesome kids. I love you guys. These two I especially, because this is Savannah, this is Lily. These are my little ones. And Lily, okay, Lily asked me during the last lunar eclipse to wake her up at 3 in the morning. She wanted to see it. So remember that, Lil?
I still remember that.
Okay. Now, you were all about this totality thing. Why are you, what put the bug in you?
Well, I have never seen totality, and I'm just like excited because I've heard that only like 1% of the population actually gets to see it, and I heard it goes like pitch black as soon as it like covers it.
Okay, here's the deal: 1% of every generation gets to experience totality. Only 1%. Wait a second. Wait, I got a colander man in the back. Can you come up here for a sec? Sure. Is that this? Is so great because, listen, and what's your name?
Mike Herbst.
Listen, Mike, I've got to tell you that I've heard all the talk about getting to a totality jamboree, right? This is it, and I'm told like you will see some of the most spectacular, interesting people you've ever met. Now, I'm going to put Colander Man on that list. What do we got going on here?
Well, if you don't have glasses, you let the sun come through, if we can get the sun.
Gotcha.
And then you'll see all the shadows turn into little partials.
I got that. Lily. My daughter Lily's got all kinds of... Take care of my man with a pair of glasses.
Oh, I got plenty, thanks.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You just love the colander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why not, man? Why not? All right, listen. Now, we've established the fact that everybody is in love with totality. I cannot wait. My daughters cannot wait for this. Colander Man cannot wait for this. Guys, are you ready? Before we do anything, let's talk to the scientists about exactly what's going to happen.
Several things have to happen at the same time. Of course, it has to be new moon. That is, the moon has to be between the Earth and the sun in order for the moon to cast its shadow onto the Earth.
Dr. Michael Shara is an astrophysicist at the American Museum of Natural History who makes it sound pretty simple, but there is a lot more to this heavenly phenomenon.
What are the phases of a total eclipse?
So there is what we call first contact. That is when the moon first appears to touch the edge of the sun, then starts to slide in front of it, and you see the sun get more and more and more covered. Then have the sun just reaching the other edge. That's called second contact. Then about 4 minutes later, the sun starts to slide off on the other edge. That's third contact. And then fourth contact, as astronomers define it, is when the moon totally leaves the sun.
Totality is a very big deal. Only 1% of a generation will ever see it. Experts say it can be life-altering. The last time there was an Empire State total eclipse was nearly a century ago in 1925. And the next one, not until 2079.
What is the diamond ring effect?
Just as the moon is about to cover the sun, there's still a tiny piece of the sun, 0.1 or 0.001% of the sun that's uncovered, so it's blazing bright, but a little bit of light is leaking through some of the valleys at the edge of the moon, and one blazing bright point. Looks a bit like a diamond ring.
And right after that diamond ring, you'll see the corona, the glow around the eclipsed sun during totality. You can actually see the atmosphere of the sun. Expect about 4 minutes of totality in some areas, a little less in upstate New York, but what makes this eclipse all the more outstanding is the path. At over 2,000 miles per hour, it will race across 15 states from Texas to Maine in 96 minutes. More than 31 million people live along that path. And sure, solar and lunar eclipses, they do happen with some regularity, but rarely where such a large population can see them and for this long. This eclipse is a gift.
Just watch it and feel how incredibly lucky you are to be standing at this particular place at this particular time. A lot of life blurs together. The moments of totality do not blur together. They stand out in sharp relief to the rest of your life.
And there you have it. You know what? Look, I think the best advice, and I shared this earlier today, I just want to do it one more time. So we're all newbies here, right? This will be our first time with this whole thing. Ooh, man, that looks delicious. Oh, that's awesome. Well, here's the deal. If it's your first time in totality, every single one of these eclipse chasers I've spoken with, they all say, don't do the camera thing. Don't, worry about all this stuff with your computer, whatever, your eye. None of it. Just experience it. It is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And we are getting the chance right here in Lake Placid. We were supposed to be in Rochester. Well, we scrapped that plan. This is where we are, and this is going to be exceptional. Now, if you look to the sky, Christy, you're going to show everybody we have watched over the last 3 hours more and more clouds filter in. Okay. Wait, is it that time? Is it that time? Hang on. Wait a second. Glasses on, everybody. Glasses go on. Glasses go on. This is amazing. Hang on. It's just starting. We've got about, thank you, by the way, we've got about 2 hours and 23 minutes of this as it makes its pass from the very start of the sun to the other side of the sun. 2 hours, 23 minutes, but hang on.
Is this show?
No way! That's called first contact, okay? The moon is just touching upon the edge of the sun. We're in for a show. Now, I can take my glasses off because I'm not looking at the moon, at the sun right now, but if you're looking there, the glasses stay on. The difference for all of us here, guys, what's going to happen when we get into totality, we can take the glasses off. That's what this whole game is about. Getting into totality, not having to look through glasses that are so dark you can't see anything if you're not looking at the sun. And that's going to happen at 3:25. I mean, this is incredibly precise. It's a mathematical equation, but that is the way that we, quote unquote, see it around here. Totality, not too far away, but right now, it has begun, guys. It has begun. It's an amazing thing to be a part of. Lake Placid, New York, thank you for this outcome, for this welcoming. Let's go back to you. It is all yours. We're having fun here and a lot more fun to go. This is one of those things they talk about, a once-in-a-lifetime experience with colorful people. We got some colorful people out here. I got to find Colander Man. Here, hold that. Colander Man.
Oh. Yeah, let's go.
Clutch move, getting Lonnie to Lake Placid. So apparently the eclipse has begun. I can't tell because we have cloud cover, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get a break in the clouds. I do see a bit of blue in the horizon, so we'll see. We'll hope for the best and remain optimistic. In the meantime, do stick with CBS News New York for full coverage of the solar eclipse today, and join in on this fun that we're having by participating and send us your solar selfies, pictures and videos of you and your friends and your family, or maybe even your coworkers, wherever you are watching today. We will be sharing some of those pictures live on the air. And on the other side of this break here, we get a new look at the solar eclipse through the eyes of people who search for them for sport. A one-on-one interview with an eclipse chaser. That is next. Also, before we go to break, here's a live look right now from one of NASA's live streams. This is in Mexico, where they have reached totality. That view will be heading our way soon. We'll be right back. We're looking at the eclipse starting to happen there. They will be in full totality here at some point in the next few minutes. A really, really amazing sight. Thousands are expected to attend watch parties for the eclipse here today, and one of them will be at the New York Hall of Science in Corona, Queens. Let's go out to Jenna DeAngelis. She is standing by there. Jenna, how is the turnout?
Christine, it is absolutely amazing here at the New York Hall of Science. They said they sold 4,000 tickets, and I'm actually looking up and seeing this now. It is such an incredible experience to watch us among thousands of people. I want to give you a look. I mean, people have quite the setup here. They brought out blankets, lawn chairs, there's a DJ. We're going to walk around to show you what else is here, because I think something really cool about having this at a science museum is that there is so much focused on education for kids. You can see all the activities here behind us and the kids really getting engaged. There is astronaut training. They're doing art here. We're going to walk over to the Howard brothers. They're here from Manhattan, and they did some of this artwork, so they're going to show us what they have here. Hey Dylan, so tell me what you made here.
Yeah, so we made a model of the sun and the moon is blocking the sun, so it makes a reflection on the Earth to to make the solar eclipse. So then when you see it, it's like dark. So it looks like it's nighttime, except it's not. It's still daytime.
What is it like being at this event?
Well, when I was younger, at 5 years old, the last solar eclipse in 2017, I was only 5, so I couldn't really acknowledge it. So now that I'm 11, I can really see it and notice it and learn about it.
Talk to me a little bit about being here. I mean, thousands of people. I'm sure you put your glasses on and already looked up and saw some of the activity.
Yeah, so I noticed some of it, and I'm kind of shocked. I thought it would be faster, but it's really slow. And the reason I was here is because my mom brought me here to learn more about the solar eclipse.
I think your brother wants to chime in. What do you got to say about this?
So when I looked at the sun with the glasses on, it's already half covered.
Show me that again. Let me see these glasses. You made really cool glasses. Now, look up and tell us what you see.
I see it like a moon. It looks like a bite. It looks like a bite. It looks like a cookie bitten.
It looks like a bitten cookie. That's a very good description. All right, we also have Don Laristro here. He's a senior science coordinator. Don, tell us a little bit about this event and why it's so important to bring science to kids.
Of course. So what we have here, so they had the paper model of the paper eclipse. So I have like the actual 3D model. So we like to teach the kids like the science behind this phenomena, so that to spark the interest in STEM, and maybe in the future they might become a STEM specialist.
Why don't you give us a little idea how it works with this model? This is great.
All right, so this yellow ball represents the sun. This right now is the moon, and this is the earth. So at this moment right now in time is that the moon is actually starting to cover parts of the sun. So we actually start to see the moon cover the bottom right side of the sun, and then until like 3:25 we'll get like 90% of that full coverage.
I want to draw attention to your shirt here. This is obviously not the first time you've experienced this. Show us what this says.
It says right here, August 12, 2017. So I was actually here, exact spot, experiencing the solar eclipse. And then after this event, I'm going to put a check right there after the solar eclipse.
How does today compare to 2017 so far?
So it's a lot. We did not have this many people at 2017, as you can see. We went out there, invited so many people. I think there's just a lot of activities for everybody. There are some activities you can make, create, learn science in a fun way. Food, music. They can grab some blanket and just chill and look at the sun with your solar glasses.
Thank you so much for your time and all this information. This is great. Now, of course, safety is very important here. We have our cool CBS glasses here, but they've also been handing out glasses to everyone and making announcements to be sure that while people are doing this, they're also doing it safe. But a lot of excitement here. We are having a blast ourselves. We're going to talk to some more people and we'll check back in with you soon, but I'm going to send it back to you.
Jenna, it looks gorgeous where you are. So sunny. You don't even need jackets and everybody's having a great time. Thank you for sharing that. You know, the total eclipse has been called the greatest show on Earth, just a spectacle not to be missed, and there are actually people who make sure that they don't miss it. So let's go back to Lonnie Quinn at Lake Placid for more on that. Lonnie.
Yes, yes. We've got a little hooping and hollering out here, but everything is good, really good as a matter of fact. I want to talk to somebody in my crowd right here. Come on over here because you're a special grandma because you have a special grandchild. Now just tell me, okay, what's your name?
My name is Jamie. I work for the Olympic Authority.
Okay, right here in Lake Placid, in that building, the whole shebang, right? Now, where's the special granddaughter?
The special granddaughter is right here.
Get up here, get up here. All right, now I want you to look at Christy behind the camera right there because I got a word from Grandma that it is your birthday. You were turning how old?
8.
8 on April 8th?
Yes.
In the middle of totality?
Yes.
What do you think of this day?
It's awesome.
Really? Do planets always line up in formation for your birthday?
No.
No, this is a special one, right?
Yeah.
This is so great, guys. Now look, I do want to talk a little bit of science here because you know how extraordinary this day is? Do you know how special it is?
Yeah.
First of all, you're a special gal, but you know how special it is? This never, hardly ever happens over such a populated area. 31 million people live within the path of totality. 31 million. Another 3.5 million are flocking to see the event. And really, astronomers and planetariums are going nuts right now. I want to bring somebody in here. Come in here. Megan. Also with the Olympic
Yeah, the Olympic Authority.
The Olympic Authority Committee. Well, there you go. Olympic Authority. All right.
Yes.
Now, you worked there. In the past, you had been working at the planetarium close by, which is called?
I used to volunteer at the Adirondack Sky Center.
All right. I know a lot about this. I just want to share one thing with you because, first of all, the Adirondack Park is enormous, everybody. Yellowstone combined with the Everglades, combined with Grand Canyon, combined with Glacier National Park, everything put together, not as big as Adirondack, as Adirondack Park, right?
Right.
And their planetarium here is in the darkest spot of the Adirondacks.
It is one of the darkest.
All right, so now you're the one to talk to me about why is it being, look, why do we have a crowd like this? You're expecting 5,000 people coming into a town of 2,200 people. Why is this such a spot? Why is this the spot?
Well, we've known about this spot for a long time. You can predict most eclipses these days. I read about this in a book 20 years ago, and I've been waiting for it for a long time.
Wait, you've been planning this visit for, or that you've been planning this day?
Personally, I've been planning this since I was a teenager, but when they hired me in 2022, the first thing I asked when I started was, what are we doing for the eclipse?
I just want to get a little response. Come up here for a sec, you. Come here. What do you think of our friend here who's been planning this day for 20 years?
That's awesome. I've only been planning for like a year, so.
No, but a year is great.
Yeah.
Do you know when I made my plans to come here? Yesterday. And it's true. I was going to Rochester. We were on our way to Rochester, right, Lily?
Yeah, you literally oh no!
Yeah.
No, we're changing plans. Wait,
well,
what?
because the cloud cover was moving in, and I could tell that we weren't going to get that experience that I want for my girls. And sure enough, we are here. There is some cloud cover out there, and it is going to get a little bit, bear with me here, guys, a little bit thicker as we go through this day, right? But it's not going to obscure the sky. We are not going to lose our totality here. We will have it. It may be a little of a milky sunshine, but trust me, guys, trust me, we are having totality in Lake Placid in, what do we got, less than an hour? In less than an hour, we're in totality here. KJ! So much fun going on here. I am thrilled that my shot got changed to come to Lake Placid. Let's go back to you, and look, you're going to see it as well, KJ. I know you got some thick cloud cover right now, but I'm confident that you'll still experience something. KJ, I want to leave.
Oh my gosh, Lonnie, we just got a little opening. Hang tight, we just got a little opening. Lonnie, we've got something.
That's what this is all about.
We saw the little shadow. I don't know if you can hear the crowd behind me. I don't know if you can hear
I can absolutely, KJ.
The clouds just broke for a moment. Oh wow, look at that! This is amazing! Lonnie, we have
Cage, this is good. All right.
This is so cool!
Cage, KJ, you got to hear this because one of the eclipse chasers here. One of the eclipse chasers here, KJ, I want you to hear this and I want you to embrace this. One of the eclipse chasers here told me, look, whether you've got cloud cover, whether you don't have cloud cover, he said the difference is your life will be changed either a little or a lot, but you're gonna get that experience. You're getting it right now. I can tell in your voice.
Lonnie, can you hear the crowd? Everyone is cheering because seriously, this is like a little miracle that's happening here today in Niagara Falls because it has been complete cloud cover, and now suddenly, as this eclipse is starting to approach, we can see the shadow of the moon on the sun through some of the breaks in the clouds, and what a sight! This is so exciting! Oh my goodness! So we're here in Niagara Falls, and we've got a really exciting show coming up. And Lonnie, I get it now. I get it. I get the eclipse excitement.
No, Cage. Yeah, but you know what, KJ? You haven't actually gotten the big show yet. You're getting, and I'm thrilled how thrilled you are, but you haven't gotten into it. I'm telling you, KJ, everything that everybody tells me is that this is a snippet. One guy used the example of it's like driving a Volkswagen for the partial that you're seeing right now versus driving a Ferrari or flying a jet plane. That's the difference between these two events. You're not there yet, KJ, but I mean, it's coming. It is coming.
No, I know. Wow, the excitement is building here, and suddenly there is a wave of optimism among this crowd here, and I'm so happy for everyone. You can hear them. There's like a wave of applause and oohs and ahs. But we're going to take another quick break here, and we're going to keep hoping for the best. Live coverage continues right after this on CBS News New York. Welcome back, everyone, to our continuing coverage of the Empire State Solar Eclipse. This here is a live look from NASA, and I'm not quite sure what town this is from. If the producer wants to let me know what state and town this is, I can let our viewers know as well. But this is from Arkansas, our friendly state of Arkansas, as this lunar eclipse makes its way across the heartland. They are almost at totality there in Arkansas as we await here in Niagara Falls for full totality. The moon and the sun are playing peekaboo with us here this afternoon. Every once in a while there's a slight break in the clouds here in Niagara Falls, and the crowd just erupts with excitement because we can see that the eclipse definitely has begun. First contact has been made, and then here within the next half an hour or so we should have, we can just another quick break in the clouds here. You can hear the crowd cheering this on, but we should have totality. And we can definitely tell you that this hype that we've been hearing about for the past month or so of seeing an eclipse is real. It's absolutely real. Because when I first looked up, I heard the crowd reacting, and when I looked up in the sky and I could see the moon's shadow over the sun, it's really something to behold, because it does kind of just go right through you. It's like it's in your soul almost when you see something like this. It's a spiritual event, not just an optic event. And like I said to Lonnie before the break, I absolutely get it. I get why people get so excited about this, and I get why people chase.
All right, all right. And then it starts to happen, and I'm like, oh my God! And I'm putting the glasses on, and it's really hard when you take them off not to glance up, but I'm not. I know the drill. Now, if you look over here, I'm going to show you how this works with these folks. Actually, wait a minute. Do you not have one of these? Oh. got to put them on. See, everyone's got them on. They're looking. And, you know, this is such a great spot because, you know, it's not crowded. And look at the view of the skyline. We have some cherry blossom trees around. And, you know, right over here is Empty Sky Memorial. And right across is the World Trade Center site. So what we were doing, if we hit some video, is, yes, I take this very seriously. My job out here is not to report the news. It's to hand out these glasses. That's the most important thing. And I've been taking it super seriously. There's some dogs out here. I'm also watching for their reactions to this. So far, nothing. But yeah, let's hear from one of the folks that we gave glasses to, and she's really glad to be here.
So I want to experience this. Yeah, so I can talk about it more later.
Oh, back live. Yes. So it's turning out to be a wonderful experience here, and we're just making sure that we're out here really enjoying the community feel of this, tell people the rules as we know them, that yes, they can take the glasses off for that moment of most darkness, but only briefly, and as the sun starts to reappear, put these back on, and hey, I got to go do my real job right now. Pass more of these out.
All right, Dave, thank you so much. It looks like such a beautiful sunny day there in Manhattan and, of course, across the Hudson there in New Jersey. I'm a bit jealous, but you know what? We are getting glimpses of this eclipse, so it's the least, you know, that I was hoping for was that we were going to be able to see something, and that wish has been answered. Let's go back to Lonnie Quinn in Lake Placid. We had to do a quick change of plans here and reroute Lonnie because Rochester was looking a lot like Niagara, and so we said, you know what, change of plans, and Lonnie, being the trooper and the fast mover that he is, packed up his bags and his kids and headed to Lake Placid. Lonnie.
All right, Cage. Yeah, look, you know, when you get the data in, you gotta do what you have to do. Now, look, I understand you were slated for Niagara Falls. The difference is, in my mind, and why I said, boy, I think we should move my shot, the distance between where you are in Niagara, where I was going to be in Rochester, is only about 90 miles. The clouds are approaching us from the west. So I needed to put as much, Cage, this doesn't sound nice, but I needed to put as much distance between me and you as I could find and get as far east as I could. So this is where we are, and I'll show you the sort of sky we're dealing with right now. Look over towards the mountain peaks. All right, so there's definitely some blue out there still. You see the blue right above the peaks of the mountain, covered with snow right now. I mean, it's really been like a winter wonderland out here, although right now, the temperature this morning when I was at the top of Whiteface was 13 degrees, KJ. Right now, I mean, I'm a little sweaty under this leather jacket. I mean, it's pretty warm out here. I see a lot of folks out here who have, you know, no jackets on, and I don't see shorts necessarily, but I see a lot of t-shirts. It's just a beautiful, beautiful day, and this has been spectacular for us. And I think a lot of folks are maybe wondering, what is the difference between the eclipse that we had not too long ago, okay, the partial in 2017, and what we are getting right now? In 2017, you had a lower solar energy with the sun. The solar energy with this sun is much greater. You're almost at maximum. So what does that mean? That means there's just more activity at the edges of the sun. You're going to see more solar flares, more solar storms. So when the corona is visible, only in totality, you're going to see those little darts coming out of the edges of the, well, off the edge of the moon. And it's the only time, KJ, that the atmosphere of the sun is visible to us, to the naked eye, and that is during totality. And that's something that comes up at 3:25. It goes until 3:28, but it's, listen, we want every second we can get of that. So it's, yes, it's 3 minutes, but it's 3 minutes, Matt, I believe it's 3 minutes 21 seconds. 3 minutes 21 seconds. So what everybody's got to do here, and I'm going to tell them when I'm trying to like corral this crew, I'm going to set an alarm, and it's going to be for 3 minutes and 21 seconds. So once I see that diamond ring, the last flash of the sun disappear, boom, I start the timer. I got 3 minutes and 21 seconds with my glasses off to just be KJ, and that's all I want to do. I want to be able to come out of this and say, you know, this is what it felt like. We heard from that astrophysicist who said so many moments in life just kind of blur together, right? But the moment of totality doesn't blur with anything else. Is it that singular of an experience, KJ? I don't know. Is it that emotional or spiritual sort of an experience? I don't know any of this, but I want to find out. And that's what's going to be going on here today. And that's why people have flocked here. I told you earlier, I couldn't believe this when the communications director told me the population here, the permanent population is 2,250, 2,250. It's going to get an influx of about 5 to, they think, as many as 10,000 people. So you're going to triple the size of the town for one day. One day. It's like, oh my goodness, it's like going back to the Olympics around here. And this is the sort of event it is. In the world of celestial events, this is an Olympic event. This is an Olympic event, and I am in Olympic Town, USA. I'm in Lake Placid, thrilled to be here. We're not there yet, all right? We've got a ways to go. Again, 3:25 is our big hour for totality. And you're not there yet either, KJ. You're not there yet, and I want to hear what your experience is like. You're going to be ahead of me by about 3 minutes. 3 minutes, I think. You're ahead of me by 3 minutes. I want to hear all about it.
Oh, and you will, Lonnie, because we've been getting some glimpses, some more glimpses. I'm looking up again because it's playing peekaboo with us, and it's quite the tease, this eclipse. It's teasing this crowd over and over again, but when we do get a glimpse, boy, is it pretty awesome. Our totality here happening around 3:17, and this crowd is definitely going to be ready, and I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that we're going to be able to see it in totality. We're getting closer here to totality. New Yorkers across the state are ready. Coming up, we will be sending things back to Manhattan, where CBS News' Jared Hill will be live above our studios with a look ahead as New York City enters darkness. And here is a live look now at Times Square as crowds are gathering for this phenomenon. So stay with us. You're streaming Empire State Eclipse on CBS News New York.
you know, a lot of the conversation, right, is around the total eclipse that we've seen in some other parts of the state and other parts of the country. But this partial eclipse, we're getting like 90% later on this afternoon here in New York City. And this is something that astrophysicists have been saying is still a really exciting moment, because there are other things you can look at aside from just the sun being almost totally eclipsed. They're saying pay attention to your shadow. That'll get a little bit fuzzier as the moon starts to cover the sun a bit more. The temperature still likely is going to drop some because, again, the sun is going to be covered significantly more so. We were out at the Natural History Museum a little bit earlier today, and there are crowds out there really excited about this one, just excited to get really a glimpse at this once-in-a-generation moment here in the city. Back to you.
Yeah, you know, Jared, talk a little bit about how the city has been getting prepared for this. I've been here in Niagara, totally immersed in what's been going on, but any specific protocols put in place today with this expected eclipse and the 90% totality there in Manhattan?
Yeah, so one of the big things has obviously been the ongoing conversation about protecting your eyes, making sure that anybody who has any inclination to potentially point their view up at the sky to look at this has some of these handy glasses to look through, because again, that is going to be really important to make sure that folks protect their eyesight. Similar with your cell phone, if you're planning on taking any pictures or video of this, do not point your phone directly at the sun. Don't look through your phone at the sun, because all of that continues to potentially damage both your phone as well as your eyesight. And then on top of that, we've seen a number of different places, whether it's Central Park or the museum, having some of these safe spaces where people can sit, gather, take a glimpse at the sun, taking a glimpse at this eclipse, taking all of this in as safely as possible there.
Absolutely. So I know you're on a roof right now, Jared, but did you get a sense of any excitement that's happening there on the ground? Did you talk to some folks earlier today? What did they have to say?
Yeah, we did talk to some folks earlier today. There was actually one woman who said that she watched an eclipse decades ago, but she had to do it through basically she said a cardboard piece of paper on her head and a colander to get a look at the eclipse through the holes in that. This time around, because these glasses are so much more prevalent, she's excited to be able to really kind of just stare up at the sun and take a look at this. There have been other folks who said, you know, this just so happened to coincide with their kids' spring break, and so they've been able to come from across the country, from Washington State, which is not going to get nearly as much of a coverage, and really being able to take this in with grandma. So this is a moment that a lot of people are just using as a reason to gather together and for, if only a couple of minutes, sit around with each other and take in this moment that they will not see again for decades to come.
For sure, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for many of us here, at least in the New York area, to be able to see this. Jared Hill, thanks for spending some time with us. We certainly appreciate it, and enjoy all of that sunshine there in New York City, because here in Niagara it's quite cloudy. But as we continue our coverage here, I had a chance to speak with an astrologer, because everyone's going to be looking skyward, you know, to watch this amazing cosmic phenomenon, you know, with the proper glasses, of course, but there's also some other things happening within the stars. So if there's a kind of a weird feeling that you've been having the past week or so, this astrologer says there's a reason for that. The science of an eclipse is as real as the stars in the sky, but those stars also tell another story. And that is how astrology is impacted by this cyclical alignment of the sun, the moon, and the earth. Is there a particular sign that will be impacted more during this eclipse?
Aries will definitely be impacted. Also, their opposite sign of Libra will be, and the signs of Cancer and Capricorn as well. Let's just say that every member of the zodiac will be impacted. Nobody gets out of an eclipse without impact. Astrologer Rebecca Gordon believes the planets always assert an influence over events and our behavior. Eclipses, she says, only magnify what is happening.
What about to those folks that are sitting at home going, oh my God, please, this is just all a bunch of smoke and mirrors?
And you look at patterns and cycles, big things happening on eclipses that you simply cannot argue with.
Gordon says just look at the historical events that have occurred. For example, when the Titanic set sail in April of 1912, scientists say an extremely rare positioning of the sun, earth, and moon caused an unusually high tide, allowing ice flows to move south and into the path of the ocean liner. And it was just hours after a solar eclipse on June 21st, 1982, that Prince William was born. It's said the connection between eclipses and the royals dates back centuries.
It has any impact on our being.
What are some things we should be paying attention to during this time?
There might be a bit of chaos and confusion. So in your life, there might be, why did that job let me go? That relationship just began. That relationship ended. There can be a whole lot of change. You want to not plan too much. Leave space open because you will need that space to react thoughtfully, not rashly.
Yes, so no major decisions here as we approach this eclipse, and she says to pad that out for another week after the eclipse. We're wrapping up the 2 p.m. hour here of our Empire State Eclipse special, and we're going to leave you here with a live look from Lake Placid. We'll be right back.
Ever been in totality before? Anybody? I'm right there with them. I've never experienced this.
They will be in full totality here at some point in the next few minutes. A really, really amazing sight.
It is absolutely amazing here at the New York Hall of Science. People have quite the setup here. They brought out blankets, lawn chairs, there's a DJ. Look up and tell us what you see.
I see it like a moon. It looks like a cookie written.
Because the moon is going to be coming in front of the sun, it's going to completely perfectly cover the sun's disk.
Hang tight, we just got a little opening. Lonnie, we've got something.
That's what this is all about.
We saw the little shadow. Can you hear the crowd? Everyone is cheering because seriously, this is like a little miracle that's happening here today.
What a great view here because, you know, you can spread out and that's what people are doing. And look at the view of the skyline. We have some cherry blossom trees around.
It's the only time that the atmosphere of the sun is visible to us, to the naked eye, and that is during totality. And that's something that comes up at 3:25.
To the sky as history happens right in front of us. For the first time in nearly 100 years, New York is getting a front row seat to an unforgettable sight in the sky, a total solar eclipse. Good afternoon to you, everyone. I'm Christine Johnson coming to you live from the very cloudy Niagara Falls right now. We're expected to see the moon cover the sun in just a few minutes more, around 3:17. Much of the Empire State has already experienced a lot of this, and it's we started to see visibility in the western part of New York about an hour ago. Again, full totality around 3:17 here on the East Coast. We have a team of reporters across the state to make sure that you get a front row seat. Lonnie Quinn is live at the Olympic Village in Lake Placid. Tony Sadiku in Central Park. Dave Carlin, great vantage point for him, taking in the New York City skyline from Liberty State Park. And then our lovely Jenna DeAngelis is in Corona, Queens at the New York Hall of Science. We'll check in with each of them as we near the moment that we've all been waiting for. In the meantime, let's go back to my very good friend, Lonnie Quinn, live in Lake Placid where it is sunny and they are getting a great view of things there. Lonnie.
Yeah, you know, KJ, we are doing great here. Now, the difference is it's not that crystal clear cobalt blue sky that we had like around 11 o'clock in the morning. We've had some high thin clouds coming in. It's a little bit better than what you're getting there in Buffalo and Niagara, but it's maybe not perfect. The perfect viewing would be up in Maine, but I want to bring in somebody right now. This is Brigadier?
Yeah, this is Brigadier, and he is so excited for the eclipse.
Brigadier, well, listen, I want to come up here for a second. I got to talk to you for a little bit because the NASA shirt is getting me.
Yeah.
Are you an employee of NASA, or do you just love NASA?
I'm interning there this summer.
Wait. Really?
Yeah. I'm going to be working on radar imaging of Earth.
KJ, I love radar. No. What is your name?
My name's Elizabeth.
And you're a college student?
Yeah, I'm a PhD student.
It's getting better, KJ. What's your PhD in?
Electrical engineering.
KJ, you ever feel a little inadequate in life? And what school are you at? Give it a shout out.
I'm at Stanford.
KJ, and she's at Stanford, KJ. All right, well, wait a second. I got to talk to you a little bit.
Okay.
Now, is this your arena? Anything like with astrophysics or?
I'm not really an astrophysicist, but I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited for the eclipse. The thing I'm most excited for is Bailey's beads, which is right as the moon is about to cover the sun. You get these all the craters in the moon eclipse at different times, and it shows up like a string of beads at the edge of the sun, and I just think that's going to be so cool.
It's good, and then right after that, you typically get the diamond ring effect, and then that will go into totality.
Totality is going to be sick.
It is. Totality is going to be something intense. I can't wait. Totality to you, right there. But wait, come back here for a second. So it's all about totality. Now, what do you find? Okay, I do want to talk about non-science stuff right now. Don't you find there's like some weird sort of wonderful unity out here?
I'm loving this crowd energy. I think it's great. I love all the little girls so excited about the dog and about the sun. I love all the energy of everyone here. It's been awesome.
I mean, it really has. I mean, tell me, don't you feel like it's almost a little emotional and almost, it's almost like spiritual out here, yes?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going down a wrong tangent here, but...
Second to the Miracle on Ice.
There you go. The Miracle on Ice there, granted. And that's the other thing we've got to talk about. All of this. I mean, can you guys part the ways just a little bit? Because what's going on out there, get that shot, Christy, that is like the infield. Savvy, step that way just for a sec. That's like the infield of the speed skating oval. So that's where Eric Heiden won 5 gold medals, right there. And what's ironic about all that is right there is the high school. Their high school has a speed skating circle in the front yard. I mean, this is what goes on here in Lake Placid, and now everybody here, as we've been saying, we're gathered for totality. It's not here yet. Maddie, you got a time check for me? Time check. Hang on, we're going to give you the exact minutes. 3:07. Yes, we're 3:25 is where we've got to get to. So we've got, what, 18 minutes to go. 18 minutes to go, and we get into totality here. Now, what do you guys think? What do you think? Come up here, Erica. This is Erica. Erica, what do you think is going to be, like, your biggest, what's going to impact you the most during totality?
I think because I haven't seen the eclipse yet live, I've only ever seen it through your phone. So there's that imposition where the light comes through differently in person versus that aura that you see on a screen. So I think experiencing that live and getting to see that red ring in person is just gonna change my life.
Listen, I think it can be life-changing. I also think one of the coolest things is going to be when you watch the tail end, guys, the tail end of totality as it's leaving. Remember, this thing is moving at 2,100 miles an hour. Yep. It's racing from Texas to Maine in 96 minutes, all right? And as it exits, you watch this swath of a shadow come barreling at you and exiting, and you go right back from nighttime to daytime. First it's daytime to night, and then night to day. And that's going to be something special, I think.
3 minutes of something special.
Guys, listen, there's a bond here now amongst all of us. Come here, my man. Come here. Come here. We are now related. We are the circle of totality.
That's right.
All right. But honestly, I mean, I don't know about you, and maybe some of you guys are just getting in, and I'm all for this if you want to just get in on the hype. I have been waiting for this my whole life. I've always heard about it. I've never been close enough to experience it, and if someone had the chance to be here and didn't take it, they're thinking, okay, I'll do the next one.
Oh.
You know when the next one is? 2044. I want to talk about 2044 just quickly here, KJ. A lot of people think, okay, I'll hit 2044. 2044 does not compare to what you have right now. Okay, this is going across the entire central portion up to the northeast portion of the United States. In 2044, it's going to nip at the Dakotas. North Carolina, North Dakota, South Dakota will have their totality. Nobody else. It's a very finite, small area as far as our country's concerned. So you got to wait till 2079. Well, you know what happens in 2079? It's a sunrise eclipse. So it's actually the sun will be rising, breaking the horizon in totality, which is cool, but it's not going to be as dramatic as going from bright sun to dark, and then from dark back to bright sun. Guys, it has been fun, and let me tell you, you stole the show. You stole the show. No, first a PhD candidate, then you're at Stanford, and now you're interning at NASA this summer.
It's fun. It's been a really fun journey.
Did I tell you about my crystal science project in 8th grade? No, I didn't. Okay, a little bit later. All right, guys, that is going to do it for us here right now. We're checking back in and out, KJ, because you're the captain of this ship. I'm just waiting to give you my big show here at 3:25. 3:25, KJ. I will have totality here. I'm sure you probably will check in before then. But again, it's just so nice to be amongst all these people that there's so many weird, terrible things going on in the world. There's nothing but goodness here right now. This is all goodness. And we got Brigadier. Yeah! Brigadier, can you come here for 1 sec? Let's get Brigadier. One last show of Brigadier. Come here. Come here, Brigadier. Let's just come this way. Here we go. Oh, look at Brigadier. Is that... Brigadier is sitting on my mic cord, but that's gonna.
This way? Sorry.
There we go. We're dancing here, guys. No, that's it. That's a handsome guy. All right, guys, that is going to do it right now. I'm going to get back to you, KJ, but listen, we are in contact here right across the board. I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm loving, KJ, that it just seems like the fates are helping, and that you're having a great experience there.
Yeah, no, it really is. Unfortunately, we're about 5 or 6 minutes away from totality, and we haven't had this thick of cloud cover all day. So we're kind of hoping for another miracle here to happen within the next couple of minutes. But in the meantime, as we approach that 3:17 magic number, I want to bring in meteorologist Tony Sadiku for a quick interaction here, Tony, because I do want to get back on air during totality. But how are things holding up there in Central Park? It looks like you've got a nice crowd behind you. They're on the lawn.
I know. I mean, I'll tell you, even here in the path of partiality, the penumbra, as it's called, I mean, the excitement here is palpable. I mean, when was the last time you saw sheep meadow here in Central Park this packed? It's like a sea of people as far as the eye can see. Everybody's got those eclipse glasses, and it's people who, you know, took off from work, they left early, kids, families, everybody, people from in town, from out of the country, met people from Indonesia and Germany and Turkey, and, you know, just everybody taking it all in. I actually want to go to our camera shot showing you what we're seeing live right now in the park, and let's take a look at it together, because we are getting close, guys. We are getting close. What you see is basically the moon eclipsing the sun, taking a big old bite, and it's that crescent shape here in Central Park. We're not getting to totality here, but even at 90% eclipse, it's enough that you can feel the difference. It's cooler, it's darker out here, and I'll tell you, it's just so special that so many folks can be a part of this. And what I love, KJ, is just how, I mean, you're there in Niagara Falls, Lonnie's in Lake Placid, tens of millions of people in the path of totality, and outside are getting to enjoy this experience and look up at the same time, all in awe of nature, and it's just incredible.
It really is, Tony, and I have to say that, you know, it's hard for me to tell whether if it's just getting colder because we're closer to totality here in Niagara Falls, or if it's just because there is a really thick cloud cover. But it's definitely getting colder, and it's getting noticeably darker, and we do have a slight clearance in the clouds. Just, I don't know, I think we need to hang on another 5 minutes here before we can see totality, and I'm just hoping that we're going to have that break that we need, and of course this crowd is going to erupt. But Tony, I want to talk a little bit more about just this sense of community. This is something that I've been seeing here all day. We've been talking to some folks, even from our viewing area, Tony, who spotted us and said, we took off the day from work just to bring our kids here. It's been just, it's a shared experience that in life, as busy as we all are, we do not get these types of chances, do we?
You're absolutely right. I mean, and that's exactly what we feel out here, because you see all these people here. A lot of them, yes, this was on their calendar to do, but so many folks are here just because, you know, they heard about this last minute. They heard the commotion in Central Park, and they came out here. They didn't even have eclipse glasses, so, I mean, we've been handing out these and running out just so that folks could experience. And have you guys been able to experience the eclipse? You have? Okay, just making sure, because this is special. We're right at you know, 90% right now. So what do you guys think?
It's been pretty cool, honestly. Yeah.
Are you guys from here?
We live in Connecticut, but we're originally from Italy.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And who's this? You got your glasses on. You're looking mighty fine in the shades. What do you think? What do you see? Do you see anything? I mean, it's just such a special moment that you guys get to experience, even as a family, right?
It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for sure.
And with your whole big family here.
Yeah, as well. My parents flew in from Italy specifically for this.
For this?
Yeah.
Wow.
From Italy.
And what do you think so far now that you've seen it?
Yes. Yeah, it's
worth it?
Pretty special, yeah. Pretty special.
And describe the feeling. I mean, what does it feel like? I mean, it's cooler, it's kind of darker too.
Yeah, right? And it's kind of unique, right? We thought it was going to look like in the evening, but really it's a unique kind of light that we had not experienced before.
Thank you so much. We'll send it back over to you, KJ.
All right, Tony, thank you. And as we get set for totality here, we are going to pause for a moment to bring in our CBS stations nationwide. And good afternoon to our viewers that are now joining us from across the country. Totality is about to begin here in Niagara Falls. I'm Christine Johnson, and we have been here since this morning, and it is definitely getting darker and it is getting colder here in Niagara Falls. Unfortunately, our cloud cover is as thick as it can be here in the area, but we do see some breaks in the cloud. in the clouds rather, and the sun and the moon have been teasing us sporadically throughout this past hour. We have been able to see some of the eclipse, some of the moon blocking the sun at first contact, but right now, unfortunately, as we approach totality, it is very cloudy and we do not see the sun, but you know what? Still, you can still feel the air getting colder. Oh my goodness, it just got really, really dark here. Everyone is holding up their phones. Everyone is, you can hear the crowd. They're cheering. So it's like night, it's like dawn right now. What a strange feeling this is. And the crowd is reacting. This is such a magical moment. You feel it in every sense, in every cell of your body, because it's like somebody turned the lights out. Let me bring in this family that we have here from Atlanta, Georgia. They traveled here all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is actually Audrey's second eclipse. Audrey Secanal. Oh my gosh, you just experienced, we're in totality right now. Tell me what it's like to experience this with your kids.
It's kind of overwhelming. We're with all the cloud cover, we don't really get to see what I had seen in 2017, which was this burning white ring in the sky. But it's still like, you can feel the awesomeness of nature.
We can feel it, right? We can't see it, but we can feel this.
You can feel it.
What does it feel like to you?
I just feel like the connection of the whole universe, sort of.
Look behind us, Audrey. I mean,
you just
can
feel
see
so...
the lights. You can see the breaks in the clouds and the colors. Girls, what do you think of these colors in the sky?
They're just so magical.
Right? I mean, we're in the dark suddenly. How did that happen?
I don't know.
Is that the moon?
I don't know either, but isn't it a great feeling?
Yes.
So, Dad, tell us, you guys traveled all the way up here. You weren't able to experience the first eclipse with your wife, but here you are today with your girls.
Correct. This is bone chilling. Like the feeling of like out of nowhere, it goes completely dark like this. It's amazing. And now you can see a little bit of a sliver of the sun, right?
Oh my goodness!
Look at that.
Oh my gosh!
You can see the
we
rays.
can see the rays.
You can look up. You don't need the glasses. Just look
This
up.
is amazing. Can we just turn off the lights, guys? Because I think it's blocking some of our view, but we can see the corona. There was a little tiny
bit of a corona.
Right? We got to see at least a second of it, and that was so worth it, wasn't it?
Yes!
Girls, the birds are all flying back
Oh,
to
look
their
at the
nests.
Oh my goodness, and the
birds
birds.
are confusing. They're so confused.
The birds are flying every single direction you can think of right now. We can see them in the sky. The clouds and the mist from the Niagara Falls are they're a little pinkish, like a yellow pinkish right now. We were told that was going to happen because normally you could see on a sunny day, you could see a rainbow. And another break here, guys. I'm going to let you listen to the crowd react here. Oh, there it is! Oh my God! Look! Oh my God!
Can you see it?
Oh my God!
Isn't that amazing?
I cannot believe we're seeing this right now. It has been cloud cover all day. How lucky are we?
It is a miracle.
It's incredible.
No way. It's like this. I cannot tell you. The timing of this is absolutely amazing. Look at this. Do you see the corona?
Yes!
See the sparkling lights?
It's so cool.
Isn't that cool?
The cloud cover almost makes it even more magical.
Yeah, because when it shows up, like, wow.
I have like goosebumps. I can't describe what I'm feeling right now, but this is so intense. And there it is. We're coming out of the eclipse, and we're gonna get. Look at this.
Wow. Oh my God, the light's coming back.
This is just.
Wow.
I'm just speechless. I'm absolutely speechless, and suddenly it's like somebody turned the lights back on. This is just amazing.
How do you feel?
all day we were just hoping that we were going to be able to see at least a sliver of this, and I kid you not, the timing of this in Niagara Falls could not have been more perfect. We got to see totality on such a cloudy day. This is absolutely, absolutely amazing. It's very, very emotional, and I don't know why it's so emotional. Thank you for joining us. As we set for totality here, we're going to be going to pause for a moment, and we're going to bring you and take you to the other cities. This is all happening. I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words and completely emotional here. But our CBS stations will be leaving us now as the path of totality moves on. And folks, if you're still joining us here on CBS News New York, what just happened in the last 5 minutes was life-changing. That's the only way that I can describe this. We had such thick cloud cover before totality, and suddenly, oh, now we can still see it as it's entering its fourth phase, but we had complete cloud cover. It's like somebody turned off the lights, it got really dark, and then the thin whispers of cloud were able to show us full totality, and I have to say, it was quite something. Lonnie, are you still there in Lake Placid? I'm not even sure if I still have my IFB connection here, or whether or not you can even still hear me, but Lonnie, what I just experienced here in Niagara Falls, along with these thousands of other people here standing next to me, was quite something. I have no words.
KJ, I got to tell you, I've been listening to everything, and it's, oh my God, it's like, it was like watching, like, I don't know, like the saddest movie. You just had, you would have moved everybody to tears here because, gosh, it is so dark right now. KJ, we're just about there. If you can look at the split screen and show you what we have right now. That's right, girls. Keep your glasses on. I'll tell you when it's time to take your glasses off. KJ, I've got an alarm that's getting ready to go off. Once we go into totality, we are probably a minute away. KJ, I've waited for this my whole life.
Oh my God.
And I'm doing it with my daughters, man. This is,
I'm here too.
Here we go. It's the diamond ring right now. You got that last flash. You get those. All right, guys, it's official. You can take off. No. Wait. This is amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, what do you think, sweetheart?
I'm speechless. That's like I can't even say anything.
Matt, you have the stopwatch going, right? All right, Cage, we've got a stopwatch going here right now. We have We have 3 minutes, KJ, and 21 seconds of this, and I don't know what the thought is here. If it's just this idea of perfection. I know. Oh my God, is right. This idea of perfection in the universe. I don't, man. Oh my God, guys. Oh, you see those little flashes of orange coming from the outside? All right. That's the atmosphere of the sun. You're seeing little solar storms. This is a very, very strong solar energy with this particular sun versus the one that had lower solar energy in 2017. But, oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, KJ, what we see right now.
My first eclipse.
It's your first. Have you said it's what?
My first eclipse.
You know what? You're lucky if you get one in your lifetime, and you're here with your mom and your dad and all these wonderful people. I mean, that's one of the things I would tell you is that everybody is just so kind, man, and they're just. And look, and right now I'm getting a hug from my daughter. So there you go.
I'm set the bed right here. I usually don't cry, but I'm getting a bit teary.
This is. It's very emotional. It is very emotional, my friend. I agree with that.
I usually wouldn't cry.
You know, when you can move a sixth grader.
Dad, stars are already coming out already.
Look, guys, look at the stars. Look at the stars on the outside. This is look at your horizon. Look at the mountains over there. The colors that are at play right now, KJ, are I don't know. I don't know if you ever saw a movie called Contact that was sort of like this ethereal take on outer space, but they showed this other universe sort of thing, and that's what it looks like right now. We don't see the sun like this. Guys, I will never see this again in my life. This is it. And you know.
And Lonnie, you get to share it with your girls. How great is that?
It is. You know what? You know, Kate, you're absolutely right. I've been waiting, hon. You and I talked about it, and I know you told me, it's like, oh, Lonnie, I hope I don't cry. I'm like, oh, please. No, look, I'm not. But I feel my throat, you know, grabbing and tightening, and I don't, because it certainly is not a sad thing, KJ. It's an amazing thing. It makes me feel. I don't know what it makes me feel. Just there's something bigger
So Lonnie, I mean, it's awe-inspiring. It's like, you know, I don't know if the viewers and the listeners that are watching us right now believe in a God, but whatever God or whatever religious symbol you believe in or not believe in, this was definitely an experience that is nothing like one has ever had, because it's all of your senses. All of your senses, Lonnie, that are just on heightened alert, all at the same time. It's a visual. Go ahead, Lonnie.
All right, Cage, we're okay, guys. All your glasses go back on. Everybody, Lake Placid, the glasses go back on. Guys, let's hear it. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Cage. I don't know if I have a weeping 6th grader on my arm right now.
It's sentimental. I'm sorry.
What's going on here, girls? All right, we are. Wow. All right, Lake Placid is the spot that has served up miracles, right? And these phenomenal things. And, you know, we had, you know, the miracle on ice and the Americans beating the Soviets. And then there's this now. There's this. Yeah, guys, you cannot look back at the sun yet. Not without your glasses on. You got to keep your glasses on, guys. Kate,
hey, Lonnie,
I feel like I did it.
That was quite something, wasn't it? I said that was quite something, wasn't it?
It was. I know. I'm right there with you. It was amazing, Cage. It was. You know what I was taken by? I was taken by. Look at Cage. My little one is just having a wonderfully tough time right now.
Well, you know what, Lonnie? Let me just share with this with you, because here, I'm sorry to keep interrupting you. There's a little bit of a lag here between both of our our audio mixes.
No worries.
Here at Niagara Falls, you know as well as I do that it has been a mostly cloudy day, and at times we had a little rain shower. The skies darkened. The cloud cover was as thick as it can get before, you know, like a storm almost. And during totality, Lonnie, there was a second or two, no, maybe more, sorry, but still, it was just a glimpse of totality. Oh, hi, Sharon. Sharon and the girls. But during that moment of totality, and it was as if the clouds framed the moon and the sun, and those little diamonds, those starbursts that everyone talks about during totality, were almost emphasized. And I feel as though that, yes, and I feel as though that our visuals were enhanced because of that. And how lucky we feel here in Niagara. How lucky we feel that we got to see that with all this cloud cover.
You know what, you're KJ. I am. You know what, KJ? I feel like we shared this moment or something. I mean, it just feels so extraordinary. I mean, Guys, what did you think? What did you guys think? Very good. That was crazy, man. I mean, people are just filing out right now. And by the way, there's more of this partial eclipse to go. That was the big show. And thank you. Oh yeah, KJ, they're thanking me. They're thanking me. I'll tell you, you bet you guys. I wish you could see what's going on right now, KJ. This is like a crazy moment, and I didn't do a darn blessed thing, but there's just that. No, but Cage, I was going around and telling people, like, you can take your glasses off, which I think they appreciated because a lot of people were keeping their glasses on, and you missed the real experience then. And then I also, you've probably heard me shouting, you got to put the glasses back on once that diamond ring reappears. And I've had all these beautiful, nice like accolades and thank yous from people, and I don't know, Cage, this was. I didn't know what to expect. I know you didn't know what to expect, but it was, what do I think? I don't know.
It was quite something.
The best moment of my life.
It was spectacular.
It was life-changing.
It was, KJ. It was, it was I don't know, it was like a religious moment or something. It was. It
really was.
It was outstanding.
It really was.
Man, I should be better at finding the words I talk for a living, KJ. And that one sort of silenced me.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was here.
I know the feeling, Lonnie, because we're feeling it here as well. The entire crew came out from behind the camera and said, no one had words. That was pretty much everyone's reaction. But let's go to Dan Rice. He's in Chopper 2 with another view for us. Dan, what are you seeing up there?
So, Christine, we've been trying to go around to different areas around the city to see what people were doing, and the one place we stopped at when we got the maximum eclipse that we were going to get is here at Liberty Island. And what we saw were a bunch of people here on the pedestal. They're starting to filter out now, but this pedestal was filled with people looking towards the south of the statue, trying to get a glimpse of those rings, or at least what we were going to see around the sun there. And a bigger group of people were over here on the walkways there. And again, as that sun started to get blocked by the moon, you can feel the difference in the temperature even here at 1,500 feet. And one of the cooler sights that we had, I'm going to ask my pilot Eric Ross to turn the chopper back towards Manhattan, you'll see the skids move away, is the way the sun shadowed Manhattan there. And it's a little hard to see now, but look on the top of the Empire, or actually World Trade Center, and what you're going to see is how bright some of the panels are on the tower there. And that started to glisten quite a bit. And the white lights were actually lit here on the Empire State Building. And what you saw was that pulsing white light that they'll put on the building once in a while, and you can see even just a little bit there, you can see a little bit of that pulse coming through. So at 3:25 in the afternoon, seeing the Empire State Building lit up, seeing them doing their light shows there, kind of an odd, kind of a cool feeling thing to watch there. And of course, listening to KJ and Lonnie experience the total totality, it was, I'll be honest, a little bit jealous be able to see them be able to experience the thing in totality. But one of the places that really took on quite a few people, we're going to zoom in as best we can, you can see the edge over here at Hudson Yards, and that platform is packed with people. The entire platform packed. You can see people up on the stairs. So really quite a few different places people were taking in everything over here in the city. Again, the cloud cover kind of dampened things a little bit for us over here, but you can still get some of the impact down here. Just definitely not what you heard from Christine and Lonnie for sure, but people starting to filter out some of these places over here. The one place that we saw the most people, it was over here in Brooklyn. We'll go across Governor's Island there, and over at Greenwood Cemetery, we had seen people lined up not only at the entrance of the cemetery, but into the facility itself. If you push in there, you're going to see people lined up on the meadow here. This is the highest point in Brooklyn, so people felt like they wanted to come here to get as close to the eclipse as they could. They were in the meadow. There was a over here by the old chapel, they had a telescope set up there. People were lined up over here, and all throughout the cemetery, kind of an odd sight to see. But you just saw people all over the cemetery with their blankets out, with friends, with beverages, food, whatever you want to say. They were all out in the cemetery, and that's probably the biggest gathering we had seen as people were working up to the eclipse here throughout the 5 boroughs.
All right, Dan, thank you. I get the jealousy bit, and I thought I was going to be jealous of Lonnie and all the other reporters, across the nation that we're seeing this eclipse today. But I have to say that think we arguably might have had one of the best views here in Niagara Falls because of the cloud cover. It really was just such an amazing sight, and we feel so fortunate, so lucky that the timing all worked out. Let's go to Jenna DeAngelis. She is in Queens with a group of people also celebrating this eclipse day. Jenna, how are things turning out where you are?
Well, Christine, I have to say it's not quite like your experience there. It just sounds extremely breathtaking there. What we're seeing here is just a sliver of the sun. It's funny, it feels like someone just kind of dimmed a light switch here, because it almost looks like, I described this to my photographers, like an Instagram filter over these people. I know it's a little hard, it doesn't translate onto TV that way, but it's very interesting to watch this slowly happen. At the New York Hall of Science here, at this massive solar eclipse watch party, there were 4,000 tickets sold. You can see people spread out on the grass with lawn chairs, blankets, putting on their glasses and just looking up at this extraordinary event. And being at a science museum, this is centered around education, which has been really, I think, the most special thing to see here, watching kids get engaged in the solar eclipse, doing solar eclipse inspired art, astronaut training, and just hearing from people that are experts in the field of science about how special and rare this event is. Here's a listen from some of those kids.
I'm kind of shocked. I thought it would be faster, but it's really slow.
It looks like a cookie bitten.
It looks like a bitten cookie. That's a very good description.
It kind of looks like someone's taking a big bite out of the sun in space, and it kind of looks like the black part is just the space.
I think something fun to hear from those kids is they couldn't believe how slow this has been. So it's also teaching them a lesson on patience. But I have to say, Christine, listening to you and Lonnie, seeing all the people here, I think something really special about this is the togetherness. Millions of people from all over enjoying this event, being among thousands of people that are experiencing this together. I think that is like the most special thing that I will take away from being at this. And I'm sure you as well. I mean, it sounds so emotional and beautiful there. I can't wait to hear more about it from you personally. I'll send it back to you.
Oh my goodness, Jenna, you're absolutely spot on. The woman with the family, Audrey, that was here from Atlanta, once we got off the air, I said, I have to give you a hug. I mean, I just felt this closeness with her. I mean, she's an absolute stranger. I literally just met her while we were on the air, and suddenly I feel like a sisterhood with her. I feel like we have to keep in touch. It is something truly, truly magical. Let's go to Dave Carlin. He is at Liberty State Park across the Hudson from Manhattan. He's looking very dapper without the jacket. It's much nicer there, but Dave, I cannot tell you how fortunate I feel to be able to experience what just happened here in Niagara Falls.
Oh, well, your heartfelt reaction to it, Christine, definitely rubs off on me and other people who can hear that part of the show out of a little loudspeaker that we have here. So, you know, you're helping us feel how magical it is, and we're feeling that on our own, too, because, you know, the moment the lights kind of started to dim, Jenna described it kind of like a orangey filter going over everything. Another thing that happened was that it got chilly in a great way, you know, like, so I wondered if it was like a chill going up my spine or if it was actually the weather, and I don't know if there's any reason for that connected to the eclipse, but we definitely felt like a breeze in the first one all day, and it got a little colder. People are packing up quickly. Here at Liberty State Park, they could spread out, and so they did, and it was just great. A lot of people really taking the time to reflect on how, you know, deep this feels, for lack of a better way of describing it. And also then people also kind of checking in with each other, and people making sure that for the folks that didn't have the glasses, there was a lot of sharing going around, like take a look with mine. And how nice is that? You know, I mean, we know folks in the tri-state are great when it comes to things like this and helping each other out. I saw some of that, and I just saw this appreciation for Mother Nature, the universe, and talking to kids, which you'll see in some of our coverage coming up. They really tickle you when they talk about why they love this moment so much. They come up with some pretty unique things to say, and we'll have that for you a little later on. But for now, that's the situation here at Liberty State Park. Christy?
Oh, I love that story. Thank you so much, Dave. We really appreciate you contributing to this. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. More coverage of the Empire State eclipse right here on CBS News New York. CBS News New York live coverage of the Empire State eclipse. As we wrap up our coverage here, I am joined by Lonnie Quinn in Lake Placid. And Lonnie, yeah. I feel like I just like hit a wall in a way, like I just ran the marathon. I feel spent after that experience.
Kate, you know what I feel? I feel similar. I feel like, okay, what do I do now? Like, what do I do now? And by that, look, I've been doing stories on eclipses for the last 3 weeks or so. I knew about all the different stages. I knew everything to look for: the Bailey's beads, the diamond ring. But then it happens and you're speechless. And as I said to you before, I make a living out of talking on TV. And you're asking me, what did you think? I'm going, I'm going to look back at this tape, KJ, when I look at how this all played out, because it overwhelmed me. But I don't think I came up with a descriptive word in that whole process. I mean, it was unworldly, and I keep telling you how I felt like at that moment, for those 3 minutes and 21 seconds where I was, it was like this, and there's all kinds of folks that are just moving over here watching this live shot right now. Didn't you feel like there was a kinship amongst us all or something? I mean, you came to me and you said, but it was like how'd you describe it?
It was very cathartic. I heard your daughter say she doesn't really cry, and I really had tears in my eyes. I didn't experience Beatlemania, but if it's anything like that.
You know what? You may, and Ed, right?
Yes.
So Ed was with Ed and his family. They were in the background for most of my afternoon out here. So we had like our core group, and wherever I'd move, they'd sort of go with us, and it was just a lot of fun. But now I think we're going to do Memorial Days together. It was just a great bonding and wonderful and just goodness, KJ. There's just a lot of goodness in this world. That was a great thing. It was a great thing. I loved it. Ma'am, how was it for you?
The family that was here visiting, visiting from Georgia, Audrey and her family, I feel as though that I have a sisterhood with her now. Suddenly, I had to give her a big hug after we got off camera because of that special moment that we all shared together. And really, with this entire park here on Goat Island, we've got the majestic Niagara Falls here behind me. So we had that as a background. You could hear the water rushing. The birds went absolutely crazy, Lonnie. They were flying in all different directions. They were so confused. And I actually had a chance to meet here a real NASA astronaut, Lonnie. You're going to be jealous. I met Colonel Jeremy Hansen from the Canadian Space Agency, who works in conjunction with NASA in Houston. He is going up on Artemis 2. And he's going to go check out, and they're going to fly around the moon for the next space mission. And he was here mingling with the crowd, and I got a chance to talk to him. And for him to be here, I said, my goodness, you're here to watch the eclipse, and soon enough you're going to be up there. How's that? And so it was great and interesting to talk to him. And, just to experience all of this with this crowd here. You're right, it's transcendental. The experience here today is... It really, I keep saying I want to say it's religious, but I know that that's not everyone's thing, but it's the closest thing that I can describe. It's a kinship, it's a community, and my goodness, how lucky are we that I had this little window. How lucky are we? These clouds here in Niagara.
KJ, I use the exact same words. I agree with you 100%, and I loved when you were so overwhelmed and I was listening to you talk about, oh my God, the clouds are breaking, there it is. I mean, KJ, you took us with you on this journey you were experiencing. I thought it was just wonderful. I felt like a person in before TV where they listen to their radio programs and you see the images through the words. I mean, I was right there with you. I do want to show you, Christy, can we get a shot, Christy, of what our sky was? We were worried about cloud cover. KJ, look at this. As a matter of fact, Christy, go the opposite. Christy, let's go for the contrail. Look at the contrail from the jet flying by. We had nothing. There was maybe a wispy cloud. Now, we had perfectly clear skies up until 11 a.m. Clouds rolled in, but KJ, that is what we had during totality. I mean, it was a gift. It was a gift, and it was, I don't know, it was something else. It was something that I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to experience again. I would love to. I think I told you, KJ, that one of the eclipse chasers told me that once you experience it for the first time, you're going to say, I got to see that again. I do have to see that again. I don't know what my schedule looks like in 2044, but I got to see it again. I don't know. It was, it moved me. I mean, I think I told Kate, I told you, KJ, I felt my throat, tightening up.
I feel as though that we still experience this together, which is so great. And it's been a great privilege to be able to bring this to our viewers as well. So, Lonnie, I'm going to say goodbye to you in Lake Placid. We will see you again at 5 o'clock on CBS 2. But this has been a CBS News special report. I'm Christine Johnson. Stay with us here for more eclipse coverage at 5 and 6 o'clock this evening. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye from Niagara Falls.